Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update this channel daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And we are just about done with our survey of the 2018 25th anniversary Omega Seamaster Professional Diver 300 meter collection. I've got just about everything except the tantalum, titanium, rose gold special, and that ain't far behind. Today's subject is a combination of punchy Omega Sedna red gold alloy with stainless steel. The 25th anniversary watch is a bit bigger than the prior 41mm Diver 300, now 42mm rather than 41. The watch is thicker than its predecessors at 13.7, but still slimmer than any Planet Ocean. And across the board, this is just a more compelling timepiece than the more expensive and girthier Planet Ocean. It's 50mm lug to lug, but because the strap is designed to exit vertically from the lugs, you're going to find this one wears just as compact as the prior model. Wrists as small as 14 centimeters in circumference will have no trouble wearing this one comfortably. The lug spacing remains 20 millimeters, so if you've got aftermarket straps from the prior generation of Diver 300, you can still use them here. You'll note that the strap included has been redesigned for the new models, striations with a rusticated set of crests, and then a matte finish on their broader expanses. It's nicely made, it's comfortable, it doesn't fight your wrist because it doesn't have any flare, it exits straight down, and then on the underside, it matches the wave pattern of the dial, yes, but it also gives you air pockets to let the wrist ventilate a bit on a hot day, and by removing material on the underside, Omega makes the strap softer and more flexible. The pin buckle has been calculated to give you some of the effect of the bevels on the lugs, as you can see the same flared, polished bevel profile as well as satin finish. A new buckle for a new generation. You can see that it retains the previous generation's essential case layout and lines. Let's get closer here, improve the focus, and talk about that case band. First thing you're going to note, the case band is mostly the same. Sheer and longitudinal satin finish with polished and flared bevels. What really changes here is the helium escape valve, which is reprofiled much like a Reese's peanut butter cup with sharp knurling, that peanut butter cup conical profile, but a new functionality, as it is now possible to open the helium escape valve underwater, hitherto not possible. You can now open it up mid-dive if you realize that it might be needed for an ascent. The crown guard profile has been pared down, a little bit more tapered, a little bit slimmed. Compared to the prior models, this one's a bit more historically evocative, with a tapered, even pointy crown guard profile, but the same degree of sheer protection for the crown. Of course, Sedna red gold crown. The bezel is what Omega calls Ceragold, which is to say it's a combination of gold and ceramic, but the actual inlays of red gold on the ceramic scratch-resistant insert will never separate. They've been co-molded to become one material, hence the term Ceragold. The detent remains sharp, but the action is a little bit easier to turn. I can feel that it turns with less effort than in the past, making it more practical for those times when your hands are wet, sweaty, or gloved. Line up the sapphire-capped luminescent pearl with the reprofiled hands at center, hours or minutes, but you're generally going to line up the minute hand, so you have an impromptu 0 to 60-minute count-up timer. I always prefer a good dive bezel to a chronograph. I just find it's more readable, and in general, chronographs don't give you a 60-minute scale. A dive bezel does. The dial base has been in some ways upgraded, in some ways reverted to historical precedent. The much-loved Diver 300 Omega wave dial has returned. Now, etched with lasers into a zirconium dioxide ceramic base, it has the same luster, tarnish, and oxidation resistance as enamel, but with the scratch resistance and reduced fragility during servicing that comes with ceramic. You will note there is a small script ZO2 underneath the cannon pinion attesting to the ceramic composition of this dial. The date at 6 o'clock, of course, now, with a monotone disc, it's minimally disruptive. The dial is exceptionally well balanced with that date down at 6 o'clock. You'll also note rose gold accents on hands, and the skeleton-style hands of this series have been deliciously retained and upgraded with a new broader profile and a pointier end. You'll also note all applique indices. This one does have differential lume that you'll see at the end, and I'll explain that when we get to the lume shot. Hacking or stop seconds, as well as a quick set function for the date, all of that provided via a new caliber 8800 master coaxial chronometer, so it's the COSC ISO 3159 chronometer standards, but then it's a new METAS standard dreamed up by Omega and the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. It's a test of the fully cased up caliber rather than the COSC's bare movement, and it is a test of power reserve, winding efficiency, resistances like shock resistance, anti-magnetism, and water resistance, plus adjustment and timing in 6 positions rather than the chronometer 5. 55-hour power reserve, new ceramic rotor bearings visible on a broader bearing base for more durability at center, free-sprung balance with a full balance bridge for shock resistance, SI14 silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. This one has the works, right down to the unique finish with Côte de Genève in arabesque, a spiral pattern, and blackened rather than blued screws. Moreover, not only is it a METAS certified chronometer, but it is the tri-level Omega coaxial escapement, a tangential contact alternative escapement technology. It reduces long-term maintenance requirements and improves both short-term and long-term timing precision via reduced parasitic loss thanks to tangential contact between the instigating and receiving surfaces of the escapement, designed by the late great Dr. George Daniels, independent watchmaker extraordinaire and posthumous inductee to the AHCI Association of Independent Watchmakers. See one of the hottest divers of 2018 and make it yours on the Watchbox. And we're back with the steel red gold Diver 300. The Seamaster Diver 300 in red gold features Omega's Sedna gold, so that it has both a higher copper content to make it redder and a higher platinum content to ensure it won't fade to yellow over time or oxidize. You can see the differential lume coloration such that you can easily distinguish the minute hand and the critical pearl of the bezel at a glance when submerged. See it by day on the surface on the Watchbox.